Oh my God. I swear to God. Ah. All right, so I guess I was doing it wrong. Guess I was doing it wrong. So actually, it was I think it was Bradley. Bradley was first, and then it was it Alrighty then? He was number two. He's the third, and then who was it? Deanna was number three. There we go. Who else we got? We got Catatu. We got Bradley Collins. We got Goomba. All right, I'm good to see you back in here, man. I remember you from the last live stream. And you know, it's today is I picked that thumbnail and the title for a reason, because the chaos it's just absolutely crazy. The stuff that is going on, not just in the world, but like right here in the United excuse me, here in the United States. I guess I need to drink some more coffee. But it's just absolutely crazy. We're going to be leading off today with what happened in our Congress over the last 48 hours. And technically it was it's like how we think of it as 2 days. It was technically in 1 day this happened. So if you hadn't heard, well, the House, or the Senate yesterday at 2 in the damn morning. Okay, now let me just read this to you, because I got a little bit of a write-up going on here to make it very coherent. Also, guys, while I'm doing that, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up, because it does help to draw more people in here. I see the numbers coming up slowly. I totally appreciate it. Now, so the quick rundown is that the Senate worked through the night yesterday and around I think it was around 2:15, I think, on Friday, in the morning, 2:15 in the morning, while we all slept. Well, everybody slept. In fact, most of the Congress was asleep because they were told there would be nothing on the floor. The Senate passed a partial funding bill for DHS on what they call a voice vote. So literally the yays and the nays. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's and it was a unanimous consent vote that only had a handful of senators that was present. Now, if you don't understand how that works, the Senate actually has the ability to pass a bill that says that they only have to have a quorum, an adequate number of representation. An adequate number is normally one person for each side, right? So there was like 5 senators on the floor, and Thune was one of them. This is a problem, and this is a problem because he should have objected, and he did not. Anyway, so the way this works is trying to keep this as simple as possible without using like congressional rules terms, but someone can put a bill on the floor and they can request that it be passed with a voice vote and unanimous consent. No one said no. And so this bill got passed out of the Senate that funds the portions of the DHS, and it would help have funded most of DHS, including TSA, FEMA, the Coast Guard, up until September, and to the end of this, and put an end to this partial shutdown. And if you guys didn't know this, the shutdown began in mid-February. So people are starting to feel this pain of not having. Hey, good morning, Ian. Not being able to get on a plane without standing there for 5 hours and being routed in lines from the bottom to the top to the middle. I mean, it's just this giant serpentine. It's not what you're imagining. These lines are insane, where they're literally like routing people because they don't have enough space that they need on the floor. They'll actually like start the line someplace where people think it would be, and then they route them down into basements where they stand in other serpentines that route eventually back upstairs to the floor. so that they can go through what we would normally go through at the TSA, even if it's like jammed, assholes to elbows. We would still know that we're going to get through that line. We can see the scanners, we can see the TSA agents. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely insane. Now, I have personally not flown since during this time period, and for good reason, because what's happening is absolutely ridiculous. It has nothing to do with immigration control, as far as financing go, because we all know that ICE is financed for probably a couple of years now. I think what they get like $50 billion, and it all comes back to they don't want immigration enforcement to keep people out. They want open borders. Okay. And that's why they don't want the ICE agent. They can't stop ICE from doing what they're doing right now, removing illegal aliens. Okay. But they can, through this funding block, stop them from working on the border. Okay, because that's Customs and Border Patrol. Now, so they do this in the middle of the damn night, right? They do this in the middle of the night, and I've got some video for you to see how the Speaker of the House reacted to this, which was not good. The guy wasn't rattled; he was pissed, and you never see this guy get angry. So basically, the House, they view this as what they call a gambit, also known as a joke, because you can't say this is a joke on the House floor, right? And it basically the joke is that they tried to force them in the middle of the night without proper review or even any buy-in to try and get this bill passed from the Senate. Now, here's the funny thing, you guys. If you guys don't know this, I'm going to tell you now. All spending bill, you guys have probably heard that the House controls the purse. All spending bills must originate in the House. So if the Senate sends a bill over to the House that's a funding bill and the House approves it, it still gets sent back to the Senate for reapproval and then back to the House. It must always start, excuse me, it must always start in the House. So what these senators thought they were doing, it was all just trickery and honestly ridiculousness, because they had already put out like the word. They had already told everybody through the House Rules Committees the Senate Rules Committees, that there would be no votes that night. So if people wanted to keep the floor open until all hours of the night and overwork the frickin' staff, whatever, but there'd be no vote. So this is a perfect opportunity. They were basically being sneaky bastards. This is your government at work. This is all the blue ties in the room that are acting foolishly. Now, the House leadership immediately rejected the Senate measure, which was technically on the same day. They instead brought forward and passed late last night their own short-term continuing resolution that funds all of DHS, including the full funding for ICE and CBP, at the current levels through May 22nd. Roughly 8 weeks. Now, this House bill, basically they just stuck it right back in the Senate's ass. So this House bill passed and was sent to the Senate. However, the Senate is in recess until mid-April, and Senate Democrats already calling the House version dead on arrival. The DHS, the partial DHS shutdown is continuing and has now become the longest funding lapse for any federal agency in U.S. history. Now, if you didn't know this, literally because in order for a bill to go to the floor, it has to go through the Rules Committee first, right? While they were arguing in the Rules Committee, and there's this one guy from Massachusetts. He's a total douchebag. He is yelling and screaming. I like to watch him on fast forward. Or like 4 times speed, because that's all he does. They literally, Trump signed an executive order ordering the Department of Homeland Security to pay the TSA agents. So I'm sure somebody will be screaming sometime about how that's not constitutional or legal or whatever it is. He didn't have the authority to do this, or let's create another court battle. These people are all doing the same shit that they did, 2, 3, 4 years ago, where everything was a legal battle and it's all about Orange Man bad. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this stuff is just going to continue. There's no end in sight with this craziness. And what I hate to say it, but like one of the saving graces is that everybody who is I'm gonna connect a dot for you real quick. These people on the left are going nuts because the polls are starting to come out for early voting, and it's not going their way. It's not showing like massive blue tide crap. And so they're freaking out a little bit. They're like that cockroach that's on its back that's kicking wildly because it knows that it's done. And then you've got, I think I'm going to go to this one first. So I've got this spooled up for you. It's about 5 minutes long, but I wanted you guys to see it so that you understand that it isn't just this, the old graybeard frickin', making all this crap up, But before we do that, let's go to where are we at here? You know what? I need to set a goal. We're going to set a simple goal, 5 super jets, all colors, and we're going to shut it off in an hour. And yup. Yup. We're just going to put yup. No, we're not going to do that. I don't have any funny hats. Make me eat candy. There we go. I don't know if that's good, but it's something. It's a goal. So we're going to go ahead and throw that one up there. And I've got a couple of things in the chat right here we got Bradley says, my buddy that works at Indianapolis Airport has been putting in 12 hours a day and hasn't had a day off in 22 days in a row. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. It's almost like people. So if you tell people, it's like almost impossible to get on an airplane right now. It's almost impossible. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you both. Guys, make sure you give Tim a thumbs up there. Tim, do not fund the entire live stream. I'm telling you now, I will take action. I'll I twitch you or something. Hopefully your shoulder's doing better, buddy. If I knew that I couldn't get on a plane for like 5 hours, thank you, Catitude. Thank you, Tim. Just out of spite, huh? But if you knew that you couldn't get on a plane for like 5 hours, right? I mean, would you do that? I mean, how long would it take you to rent a car and drive where you wanted to go? Oh, I see. Is this a dick swinging contest between you two? Okay. I'll play your silly game. Guys, make sure you're giving these guys thumbs up for supporting the channel. Yeah, I would just get a rental car. I would rent go like a Penske, a box truck, a Ryder or a U-Haul or something, right? You did it. We made our goal. Too easy. Shoulders healing up good so far. Nice. Oh, what can I do with these? What can I do with these? What can I do? This channel activity, put user timeout. No, I'm not doing that. All right, there we go. I'm going to like all these. I'm going to like all these guys. I appreciate you. But now I got to scroll back. I got to scroll back up to what Ian was talking about. But yeah, I mean, I would do that. It'd probably be less. It'd probably be less money for me to for me to rent a U-Haul and drive where the hell I wanted to go. All right, so Ian says, I'd like to see Congress not get paid for the same amount of time than you would see budgets get passed. Now, here's the funny thing, Ian. Excuse me, I'm trying to trying to get rid of this cough, and it's not going away. Last week, there was a bill on the floor that said that the Senate would not get paid, not that they'd lose money, but they wouldn't receive a paycheck until the government was officially 100% open. It had a little bit of support. Didn't pass. It didn't pass. They would literally just be holding the money in escrow. They just wouldn't be getting a check. They actually have ways in Congress to say, like, hey, I don't want to get paid this month, so just give my money to a charity or whatever. They actually have systems that are set up to do that, which is cool. But, yeah, you know, it's so, and if you just got pings, you know why, because you're not here. Let's see here. If it's inside 12 hours, I'll drive. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's chaos. It's total freaking chaos. You know what I'm saying? So let's just let me roll over here, and we're going to throw up the Speaker of the House and let him tell you some things.
Afternoon, everybody. We are quite frustrated right now. We keep saying that the coming election is about a contrast for America between common sense and crazy.
Hey, West Virginia,
you just saw it on display here once again. For the third time now, almost every Democrat in the House, except for 4, voted against the bipartisan, bicameral Department of Homeland Security funding bill. It would reopen DHS and reopen and get our airports running again. And they did that for one reason, because they are trying to protect criminal illegal aliens. That's what this entire debate is about, and there's no way for them to hide from that. And they keep putting votes on the board. I've suggested, and I suggested yesterday in a press conference, we should probably take this vote tally, blow it up on a poster, and put it at every airport terminal around America.
Hold on a second, guys.
This
is the wrong video. This is the wrong video. This is not what I wanted to show you. Let me switch this back here so it's just me. Let me find this. What I was trying to do was find the one where what he was talking about yesterday. But this is 19 hours ago. 42 DHS shutdown on House leadership press conference after votes to fund departments. I think, let me see if this one's it. I think this one's it. I was trying to not use anything from like another, like C-SPAN or some shit like that. Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Thank you all for waiting. It's been a long night, long day, but we just had a very fruitful, almost 2-hour conference call with all the House Republicans, and we have a united group. Let me just be completely unequivocal and put this out here in the open and in the beginning here to make clear. The Republicans are not going to be any part of any effort to reopen our borders or to stop immigration enforcement. We are going to deport dangerous criminal illegal aliens because it is a basic function of the government. The Democrats fundamentally disagree. The Senate Democrats have hoisted upon this appropriations process their radical, crazy agenda. We call it crazy because that's what it is. They want to reopen the borders, and they want to stop the deportation of dangerous criminal illegal aliens. We have to do these basic functions of government. We have to fund them in order to do them. In the last several days, we have recent examples of dangerous criminals in this country killing innocent Americans. We had an 18-year-old college student in Chicago, a young lady who was shot in the back by a dangerous criminal who had been released in that sanctuary city and first released at the border under Joe Biden. They opened the border wide for 4 years. Just yesterday, or in the last 36 hours or so, an 83-year-old man's pushed onto the subway tracks and run over by a dangerous criminal illegal alien. This has to stop. The Republicans are not going to be a party to this. They have taken hostage the funding processes of government so that they can impose their radical agenda on the American people, and we can't have any part of it. This gambit that was done last night is a joke. I'm quite convinced that it can't be that every Senate Republican read the language of this bill, and I'm going to just read you one excerpt of it because it's pretty alarming, and it says everything that you need to know in Section 4. This is on page 2 of the bill. This is an actual copy of the bill. That excerpt. It says, quote, "The contents printed under the headings of this bill, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Border Security Operations, under the heading of U.S. Customs and Border Patrol and Protection, shall have no force or effect for purposes of this Act, and amounts specified in the final bill under the subheading Border Security Operations and under the heading U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and under the headings of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in the Department of Homeland Security shall be zero. We're not doing that. And it is unconscionable to me that the Democrats would force some sort of negotiation at 3 o'clock in the morning and try to hoist this upon the American people and then get on their jets and go home for their holiday and pretend and think that we're going to go along with that. So we're going to do something different. We're going to do the responsible thing. Republicans are going to continue to govern and do the right thing morally, legally, and politically. We are going to take care of those who take care of us. The employees in the Department of Homeland Security have gone without funding and without paychecks for 42 days. It's the second longest shutdown in U.S. history, bested only by the longest shutdown in U.S. history that these same radical Democrats hoisted upon the government in the fall of last year. 42 days they've gone without pay. We've had, by some estimates, close to 500 TSA agents who have resigned from their jobs, and who could blame them? They've gone half the fiscal year without a regular paycheck. We can't ask that of anyone. And the lines around the airlines and at the airports have been wrapped around the buildings because of all this turmoil. We are very grateful to have a strong commander-in-chief in the White House who has taken real leadership. President Trump has already ordered by executive order that TSA agents will be paid, and that machinery is in process right now. The Office of Management and Budget is working through that to make sure that that happens, and we will reduce the lines and the waits at the airlines, and we'll make sure that those who are protecting us are paid. But what we are going to present and what we're going to vote on this floor, our Rules Committee is working through this right now. We're going to put a clean, simple, continuing resolution that will go until May 22nd. It's just a number of weeks, to allow for all those who sacrificially serve the country and protect other Americans. All these agencies, 10 agencies under the Department of Homeland Security, will continue at their current funding levels to make sure that they are protected. We're going to send that over to the Senate, and we hope that they'll accept that. They can do it in record time just like that with the unanimous consent. They could do that as early as Monday. In the meantime, TSA will be paid. We will have done our jobs, and we will protect the homeland, because that is the most basic responsibility of the Congress, is to protect the American people. We're not playing political games on this. We encourage some of our Democrats, hopefully we'll have some of our Democrats in the House who go along with this and stop the pain that's being forced upon these people. The reason that we can't accept this ridiculousness, okay, is because we're not going to risk not funding the agencies that keep the American people safe. The Department of Homeland Security is the third largest department in the federal government. It has 10 agencies beneath it. It's not just TSA, it's also FEMA, the Coast Guard, all these agencies that keep us safe. We must.
Okay, so I think you get the point. And this chaos that is happening right now in our government, it doesn't excuse me, it doesn't make any sense other than people who either they want to destroy or they want to stop forward progress. And it's there are a buttload of people out there that really do want to hurt the country. And it doesn't make any sense to me, because all they do is whine, bitch, moan, and complain. They never put forth any kind of possibly agreeable bills, laws, ideas. It's all about, no, we're going back to how we did it during, was it O'Biden? The O'Biden years? Yes, the O'Biden years. That's what I'm calling those. And some of this leaks into the crazy places. It's I don't know if you guys have ever seen or know about this guy, but I'm going to show him to you. Like I said, I do spend some time on X, and well, that wasn't what I just clicked something I didn't want to click. I probably just lost everything that I was going to show you. Oh no. Let's see here, because X will update itself. X will update itself so many times. You know what? That's going to be in the home button. I don't know why. What in the hell? This is probably AI. I haven't seen anything about. You guys can't see what I'm seeing. That's okay. You don't need to see all this because it's so insane. just the level of craziness that we're seeing. Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't know this, there are several No Kings rallies scheduled for today, so be aware. You know, they're going to be out and about. I don't know how big they'll be. Honestly, I don't really care. But I'm looking. I gotta go find what I was looking for. Gotta go find this idiot. You know, we're seeing people that are posting, what is it? Not No King stuff, but we're seeing people that are posting videos of. That's crazy. That's crazy. I really just wish I could find. Okay, that looks familiar. Now let's find what I'm looking for here. Everything from. Let me see if I can show you. There, okay, so here's one right here. So this one's actually translated up from Turkish. They're actually posting. What we got here? Boom. This kind of craziness. And let's do that. Yeah. U.S. Delta Force are in custody. This looks like the beginning, like where you pick a dude from a video game, from like a 1990s first-person shooter. Yeah, these are all the Delta Force guys that have been are in the custody of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. You know, and it's funny too because this is how stupid it is. It's the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. This is how dumb it is because they don't want to be seen as these people that are like, ideologues and such. They're posting a lot of videos. Here, I love this one. Look at the size of the plane compared to. This is like a 747 compared to the size of the people that they call it an F-18, so it's not even the right airplane. Where are we at here? I'm looking for. Oh, this guy. This is some new shit right here, guys. You guys have to listen to this crap because it's starting. The foolishness is starting already.
Oh, absolutely. We have more than one client in the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, others who are out of Pendleton, that other Marine force that's being sent over. We have a client who's on a ship headed to the Middle East right now to be presumably part of an invasion force. So yes, I mean, just this weekend, I mean, we were dealing with at least 4 kind of rapid turnarounds.
If you don't know, he's talking about conscientious objectors.
I just found out I'm deploying in a day or 2 days and working with those people to file expedited claims so we can demand that their command do what's right and keep them home. And so absolutely. And I think the important thing is some people would think that, oh, you can't just at the last minute say you're a CO and not be deployed. You absolutely can. You are entitled, service members have the right to submit a CO application at any time. Right before a deployment, while they're on a deployment, people can file CO applications and have. This happened during the Iraq War. Infantry soldiers filing a CO when they are frontline combatants. And so, again, it's a right that people have that they don't know they have. And our job is to make sure people know that they have those rights and provide them the support.
Yeah. So the whole conscientious objector thing is coming. And what we're finding out is that we have these NGOs that are reaching out to service members to try to coerce them into doing this. Now, there's always going to be conscientious objectors. It's always going to happen. That's the way war is. You got a certain amount of people, they'll sign up. I'm just here for the college money. No, you should have read the damn contract. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's the original meme for USMC is you signed the mother effing contract. You know, so these people are starting to come out of the woodworks, and they're presenting themselves on these different platforms as these lawyers, as people are saying there's a process, it's legal, they have to do it. The troops are being told that it doesn't really work that way, and in fact, I have been involved in several conscientious objectors boards where the commander doesn't have to go, oh, you say you're a conscientious objector? Well, get on the plane. He doesn't have to do that. Okay, you are at the needs of the government. You serve at the need of the government. And if the government needs you to, okay, well, if you don't want your rifle, that's great. That's great. But we're still going to send you. Just don't fight. Just don't fight. Yeah. We should probably look back in history and see some of these things. Now, for the people that are truly conscientious objectors, they should have not joined the military. So, yeah. Let's see here. TMZ has put out the word to citizen reporters: if they see anyone from Congress outside during their break, they should record and ask why they haven't passed the budget. Interesting point. Interesting point. Let's see if I actually have. I don't know if I have that spooled up or not. I've got a handful of things spooled up for you guys. Nope, that's not. None of that is what. This may be at 114. So I don't know if I can get here. So this was the vote from the House last night, but the House of Representatives pulled a whammy on these guys. Let's see if it goes through. I can talk for.
On this vote, the yeas are 213 and the nays are 203. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Okay, so that passed the bill.
Pursuant to the adoption of House Resolution 1142, the Senate amendment to H.R. 7147 is considered as agreed to, with an amendment consisting of the text of the Rules Committee print 119-21.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Debbie? Okay, so basically now it's getting sent back over to the Senate, right? I don't know if I can fast forward this. Oh, there we go.
The chair lays before the House a communication.
Yeah, listen to this, see if you understand it, and I'll explain it.
The Speaker's Rooms, Washington, D.C., March 27, 2026. I hereby designate the period from Friday, March 27, 2026, through Monday, April 13, 2026, as a district work period under Clause 13 of Rule 1. Signed, Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Okay, so
For what purpose does the gentleman from Indiana seek recognition?
What just happened there? Let me turn that off. So what just happened there was, so that was the last thing that the speaker. The next thing they're going to come after that is they're going to close the House. So they're now they're going on their Easter leave until next month. So the Senate, who passed that bill in the middle of the night and then went on their leave, until mid-April, they're just like, here, you deal with it. So now the House just threw it right back at them and said, no, you deal it. So now it's back in the Senate's hands, and whether they come back early or not, it's all very questionable. But I cannot believe this was allowed to happen in the Senate. This makes me really, really wonder about how organized our senators with red ties are. I've always tried to stay in the middle, guys, but you got to really ask yourself, like, what the hell is going on over there that this would be allowed to happen. And the funny thing is like I said, I was told, and I did this a little bit of research this morning. The leader of the Senate on the Republican side was on the floor and did not disagree with anything. I think that there may be a call for a change. You remember there was a lot of people that didn't like him, but there may be a call for a change based off of this happening. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, guys. As usual, got to pay some bills here real quick. Do me a favor. Put a one in the chat. America. And I'm going to talk some smack. I'm going to read you some stuff to educate you and drink a little coffee. And I'm going to push this button right over here so I can pay some bills. And I need to make a new one. But for now, this one. All right, slackers, listen up. Here's the deal. Refuge Medical. Best medical training and equipment company on the planet. You guys, it's just smart. This is where I make the videos. I'm not... That's right.
That was easy.
Oh, yeah. And here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Refuge Medical. Here's why. Here's the why. Smart. Real. American. Guys, if you're not catching all this, if you're not catching what I'm putting down, I don't know what to tell you. But here's the deal. Guys, if you're going to spend any money on any type of trauma gear, medical gear whatsoever, and find that gear now. Why? Because it's made by Americans, in Americans, for Americans, sourced with American logistics, not a joke. It's just that easy. It's that easy. It's that. It's easy. All right, let's go back to the video. Okay, so coming right back on top of that, guys. As usual, Refuge Medical, the best in the industry. I have other companies that I work with, but these guys are just the total package. Let's see here. So I've got this spun up for you here, right here. Couple of things. It's kind of like two stories in one. So if you didn't know this, the Treasury Department has announced that President Trump's signature will appear on future U.S. currency this year in honor of America's 250th anniversary. He's going to be the first sitting president to be featured on U.S. currency. Now, it says his signature. It doesn't, the articles all say his signature. They don't say he's going to be prominently displayed on the front of it, or that it's going to be a $250 bill. It doesn't say any of those things, okay? I wouldn't doubt it if it did, to be honest with you. But, and then would that really be that bad of a thing? He's a pretty awesome dude. But I bring this to your attention because this dipstick right here, old Health Ranger, he is somebody that I started following during COVID because he really, on the daily, was he was one of the first guys to put I can't remember his name, that doctor who was a virologist. He specialized in it. That one of the creators of the original mRNA, he's the one that the White House and his administration tried to suppress. Anyway, so this guy Health Ranger here, right? He really pushed hard. Apparently, he's got an IQ of 150 plus. He's the founder of Brighteon Platforms and Mass Special Food Lab Director, and the author of the #1 best-selling author of Food Forensics. Oh, he's also an AI developer. So this guy does a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, he's a total freaking quack. So I see him every day on here on the X, right? And he says it's only fitting that Trump's signature appears on the fiat currency that he helped completely destroy as the American empire collapses. He won't be able to claim he had nothing to do with it. And it's funny too, because if you guys didn't know this, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Brighteon. If you've ever heard of Brighteon, put a 1 in the chat. If you've never heard of Brighteon, put a 2 in the chat. I actually used to put stuff on Brighteon. But as you can see, it's pretty much, it's kind of like YouTube, but it's not, how do I say this? This is where, when you hear about right-wing radicals, this is where they hang out. This is where this platform was made famous by the COVID fight, because he couldn't talk about COVID without being canceled, without somebody telling him no. So he went out and he created his own platform. A lot of people fell in behind this guy and said, hey, it's a great idea. I love it. But as soon as COVID was over, what it did is it created a vacuum. It left like all the people with common sense who were like, okay, we learned from that. They kind of left the platform, because the only thing that was getting put on here, you know what I'm saying, was just some of the craziest stuff on the planet, you know. Merciful Islamic animal slaughter. A warning about vaccines from former Pfizer vice presidents. Assassinated honest natural healing doctors. Doctors are taught to make you believe your child's blah, blah, blah. You know, it's got some crazy stuff in it. And the one thing is, like, if you go to the home, it's basically his own, it's all his. This is where he wants to say the things that he wants to say, and he does it every single day. In fact, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 videos today that he's made. Okay, I used to listen to this guy. He used to make a lot of COVID sense. I followed him. I believed in what he was saying, but then he just turned out to be like this crazy. Like, he won't stop. Here, look, watch this. Watch this. Where's that? My channel. There we go. I've got 120. I got 123 subscribers and followers over here, and I got 142 videos. Catitude. This is the last video I ever posted up there. Was when you needed help with your husband. That was the last video I ever put up there. That was what was that? That was June 2024. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. But with all that said, I show that to you not to say, hey, this guy's crazy, stay away from him. I mean, that's common sense. I show that to you to remind you that there are people out there, and I talked about this yesterday on the members only video that I made yesterday, that are literally just like making lists and saying that those are the Iranian accomplishments. But in reality, the majority of them are just U.S. failures. You know what I'm saying? It's just the craziest stuff you've ever heard of. It's like somehow they're trying to say that Iran has done this, and oh, by the way, you can't stop us. And it's like, well, no, that's not how that works. You know, our Congress has nothing to do with you. You should probably stick to you know, burqas and whatever's. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy stuff. Okay, so we got about 15 more minutes left. Let me see what we got going on over here. Middle East on edge. The U.S. considers deployment of additional troops. We're not going to waste our time with that video. That's a little bit. This is another one. This one actually comes out of India. Let's see here. Check this out. Check this out. Right. So let me see if I get this. They launched a barrage of missiles at an aircraft carrier that's moving. And they injured one sailor. The stuff that is coming out of these people's mouths are absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys have you guys been tracking any of the Iranian war propaganda on X? If you have, put a 1 in the chat. If you have not, put a 2 in the chat. Let's wake that chat up there, because my chat rate is 0 right now, guys. You're doing this. This is what you're doing. You're doing this to me. No, I'm joking. Well, I'll push that button over there. See, I can tell. You see that? I can tell when you guys are active in the chat. That and words come across my screen. Anyway, but a little bit of funny part here. So this is Waste and Watch. They kind of track ships. It says, I've been silent about this for a long time, but I can no longer keep quiet about it in good conscience. The Strait of Hormuz isn't straight at all. It's super crooked. You can see in the helpful graphic I put together, the elites don't want you to know this. But yeah, that's my funny for today. But it's funny too, because I can scroll, like we start scrolling through this. This one is hilarious. Wait, dramatic music. Look at the size of that wrench. He just shoved that whole thing in there. Did you guys see that? These guys are like superhuman. And now it disappeared, and now it's gone. Yeah, look. Oh my God. It's huge. How did he do that? Where did it go? This stuff is ridiculous. Oh, apparently they launched some drones and they blew up some old LCUs that are in this picture, right? Your landing craft utility. They're basically non-combatant ships. They're designed to bring equipment and Marines to the shore. But there's a little joke that's running around that the Iranians don't know. We don't do that anymore. That's like World War II stuff. You know that, right? You know that, right? I hope so, because you're about to have a bad day. Anyway, let's see here. And then there's this. This is hilarious. Like, this is... Sky! Oh, my God. They're everywhere! This video is depicted as Let's see here. Where are we at here? Breaking. Iran has shaken everyone up on its side, Israel and America, because it just now, hypersonic missiles have struck targets at various bases in different cities. It's crystal clear from that Iran is fighting in different ways at different places and is also whatever. Okay? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. So this is supposed to be over Israel, right? Watch this. Listen.
What is that? Oh my God, look at the sky! They're everywhere! We have to get out of here!
מה זה? תסתכל לשמיים!
מה זה? מה זה שם?
יש הרבה!
Now they're speaking something else.
מה זה הדבר הזה?
Oh.
זה אמיתי.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The terror. The terror. The stuff they're making is ridiculous. This guy's really pissing me off. This guy, Matt Bracken. Old frogman, sailor, boat builder, novelist, rabble-rouser, banned over a meme 2019-2023 until Elon's Twitter 2.0. So he's a retired Navy SEAL. Navy SEAL. He's written a few books. Let's look at his books real quick here. Let's look at what kind of books he writes, because you know he's going to have to enemies, foreign and domestic, domestic enemies, foreign enemies. I mean, it's like he's working on the same title, right? Castigo, I don't know, Doomsday Reef, Bracken collection of short fiction. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed because for someone who is presented himself as some kind of military expert, he, oh my God, that's scary. That's just, if you think that's scary, put a 1 in the chat. I don't know what did I just walk into here? That's one of the scary things about let's go to the home page. Let's go home. Let's go home. Arm braces. Why did Trump DOJ still enforce the Biden pistol brace rule? I don't know. All right. Greta Thunberg, a communist or a retard? You decide. What is, okay, gun stuff, UN. The UN. Hamas terrorists show up for work at the UN with rifles in hand. No, we're not looking at that. Oh, what's this? H-64 packet destroying a tank with missiles. With missiles. Kabloom. Kabloom. Lays that target. Laser's not on. The laser's not on. He's just watching. The laser's not on. That's a slow-ass missile. Yeah. All right, what do we got here? Strait of Hormuz. That's funny stuff. Okay, what is this? U.S. Navy's LCM monitors equipment 10 flamethrowers with it. Okay, just talking about nothing. They're talking about nothing, and it's just that's World War II stuff. This is literally World War II stuff. It's just insane in the membrane, and I just don't know why they want to do it that way. What is this? Oh, okay. No, you didn't. No. No. That was stupid. That's what I'm saying. You get sucked into some of these things. What do we got here? F-16 down in Tehran. These people are truly retarded. Okay, so that's enough talking about nothing, guys. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. For those of you guys that helped us meet the chat goals, greatly appreciated. I'll be able to buy 2 bags of cat food with that, which isn't nothing. It's not a nothing burger, that is for sure, and truly appreciated. If you have not signed up for the new YouTube channel where it's just prepping, please go there now or look at my last video that I put out last night. You may have missed it, actually, and it'll guide you to that channel, because that's literally all it's going to be. It's not going to be this stuff that I'm doing now, because it ruins channels. So I need to have that separation. So, and that should be, 1 to 2 videos a week about nothing but strict prepping, preparedness, survival, things like that. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. And yeah, Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye-bye.